Thank you, Chuck. So I was listening to us talk about our birthdays. Exactly what is the age we stop telling people how old we are? About 30? Right on there? Because I know like 21 we were very excited about. After that, it's just something. A long time ago. All right, so we're starting a new series today, very excited, called The Places You'll Go. You see, God works in our life all the time, opening up different opportunities, trying to understand what His will is for our life. And so that's why you see all the doors around. They're all different shapes, they're all different sizes, just as God's open doors in our lives look different to each of us. And having said that, of course, with doors have to go some jokes. Knock jokes, of course. Thank you. Now, as I Googled, best knock jokes, when this one came up, I knew this was for us. The dumbest knock jokes that are just really funny.
Yes.
Knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
I didn't know you could yodel. Little old lady. Knock. To.
To who?
It's to whom? Okay, knock. Cows go. No, silly, cows go moo. Remember, I told you these were really bad. They're so dumb. All right. Knock.
Who's there?
Amos.
Amos who?
A mosquito. That was number 4 on the list, friends. So, knock.
Who's there?
Theodore. Theodore wasn't open, so I knocked. A bit of a stretch. Number 2, I'm just skipping because that's really bad. All right, number 1. Knock.
Who's there?
A broken pencil. Never mind, it's pointless. Thank you very much, Fred. There we go. Never mind, it's pointless. There we go. So, all right, so I talked about God opportunities. God opens doors, closes doors in our lives. Have you ever had that experience where boy, God just led me there. God opened the door for me. You see, our open doors are the opportunity to partner with God. So as we go through life, as we go through our daily routine, God opens these doors. And what God is saying is, hey, come help me with this. I need your help in ministry. I need your help in talking with this person. I need your help in helping them out of a bad situation. Open doors give us an opportunity just to partner with God. So we look at this verse here in Revelation. So if you have your Bible with you, if you got an app you want to use, I talked about an app last week called, if you install it, it just says Holy Bible, but it's actually called the YouVersion, Y-O-U version Bible. If you want to download that, that's an option there. But it's in Revelation chapter 3, verses 7 and 8. So John actually wrote the book of Revelation, but here he's quoting what the angel of God told the people in these 2 verses. So we're going to see a lot of these 2 verses here as we go through this series. And it says, "See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word, and you have not denied my name. I have placed before you an open door," and that's supposed to say that no one can shut. That no one can do that, because this is from God. You see, an open door is simply symbolic of boundless opportunities, of unlimited chances to do something worthwhile. And let's think about life for a second. Hey, let's go to the next slide there, please. Right, an open door, boundless opportunities, unlimited chances. So if we look at life in this set of eyes here, boundless opportunities and a chance to do something worthwhile, I think we're all looking for those options there. And that is what God gives us. That's what God opens with these doors. An opportunity for boundless opportunities. And something to do, or something worthwhile. So how exciting is that to know that God is preparing those for us? God is setting you up for these opportunities. So how would life be different if you looked at it as boundless opportunities? Sometimes we just get stuck in the drudgery of life. We just go on, it's Monday, I do this. It's Tuesday, I do this. It's Wednesday, I do this. But God's saying, no, stop looking at life like that. Let me open some doors for you. Let's expand our opportunities. How can we partner together? What is it that you can do with me? You know, sometimes this opportunity doesn't just involve going to a new place. It means finding a new and previously unrecognized opportunity in the old place. So don't get in your head that, oh, I gotta get everyone up and move to a different country, a different state for this to happen. That might be it. That might be the opportunity God's giving you, but it doesn't necessarily mean it. It might mean right now where you're working, even though maybe you don't like it, and the boss is a real nag, and you work too much, that God is saying, you know what? There's something new that I want you to do right where you are. God's saying, I'm going to open a door for you, and I want you to walk through that with the faith, knowing that I've opened that door for you, and something amazing is going to happen if you will just simply partner with me when we do it. Now, the cool thing about God opening doors is that God will open a door for anyone. There is no requirement for God to open a door for you. God has given you everything you need. You've got the talent, you've got the knowledge, you've got the experience for this door to be opened. There's nothing you have to do extra for God to open that door. Does that make sense? Right? So you don't have to check off a list saying, well, you won't open the door till I get smarter, or till I take more classes, or till I earn more money. That's not how God works. Saying, you're great just the way you are. Let's open the door and work with me. And doors can not necessarily just mean moving to a different job, moving to a different location, right? It doesn't mean maybe even getting involved in ministry. You see, doors can even help a person leave fear and enter into courage. A door can help a person leave hatred behind and enter into forgiveness. To leave ignorance and enter into a state of learning. So you see, God works on our doors and our opportunities in many different ways. There might be something where there's a door in front of you and you're just unwilling to go open it because God has placed that. And it might just mean forgiving that family member that you haven't talked to in 3 years. You see, that's how God works. Or maybe it's reaching out to somebody you know needs help. You don't necessarily care for this person, but you know they need help. You know that they need the hope of God. You know that Jesus can do miracles in their life if we were just to reach open and walk through that door. Isaiah 43:19 kind of talks about these doors. It says, see, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? And I like to look at that. It says, do we not see it in front of us, right? Do we not see that door that God has placed, that we can open it? But God says, I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. You may be living in the wasteland right now. You may be thinking, life really stinks. I don't even know how I got here. Maybe there's door after door after door that God's offering you. And it's time to open one of those doors and step through it. Because He tells us, I'm up to something. I'm ready. I'm doing it. Do you see it? And even though you might be in a wasteland, this is going to take you to a new place. So just because we have these doors available to us and we know that God is offering these opportunities, doesn't mean they're going to be smooth sailing. Right? In the Bible, even we give our life to Jesus, we follow Jesus, we learn His teachings. It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible, things will be smooth after you do that. Life will be grand. Life will be without problems. There's no speed bumps, there's no hurdles. No, but we do have the hope of Jesus Christ. So you see, an open door doesn't mean it will all be pleasant and smooth on the other side. I tell you, I was pretty nervous for this morning. You know, like at Christmas Eve, well, at least for me, like Christmas Eve, I never sleep well on Christmas Eve. I kind of lay down and toss and turn. And that was like this morning, kind of like Christmas Day for me. So just because the door is there doesn't mean the other side is just going to be smooth. I mean, my battery went out in my mic. That was a hiccup. I know, right? It does. All right, so check out what Dr. Seuss said here. This is pretty cool. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. Oh, the places you'll go, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. Pretty good words there. That, sometimes God gives us those doors, gives us these opportunities, and we just choose not to go through them. We choose maybe not to be obedient to God leading us. Maybe we feel it's not the right time. Maybe we feel we're not adequate for it. Sometimes we choose not to go through those doors. But you see, an open door is an opportunity provided by God to act with God and to act for God. He's got you in the right place at the right time, at the right opportunity. God is working through you to work with other people. So back in college, back in the late 80s, early 90s, I was in the marching band. I was band manager of the marching band. The highest level of marching band people you could be. just so you know. I was in charge of setting up the stands. Am I right, Chris? Yeah, thank you. Chris works with the Garraway marching band. So I got to set up the stands and on the chairs. I got to answer the phone, when the director was out. I took notes. Well, we had a game. We got to go play in Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the Bengals, against the Raiders. So we had, the college marching band was going to be there. So we went down there, we did our pregame, we did our halftime, and then the marching band rule is third quarter, you go out and talk to your friends and your parents. You got to be back before the fourth quarter bell rings, right? Or else you're in big trouble. You don't go out next week. So my parents had let me know that they got tickets to the game and they drove down there. And if you look at this picture, I'm pretty sure this is my dad right here. That's the seats they got, was the top row. I was here, friends. I had to get up there to say hi and then get back before the fourth quarter struck, So when you're on the field, they have these different, you have to go to this elevator to get up and, you have to just gain your eyes and stuff like that. It's crazy. But a couple things happened that day that here I am 20 years later, still etched in my memory, which I believe is how God works with our opportunities. We had one young man in the band who was a special ed guy. And so if something wasn't going right for him, he'd get worked up pretty quick. And he'd get pretty loud with what was going on. I was standing in line to get something to eat, and he was a couple people in front of me. And I don't know if he didn't get his change back correctly, or maybe he didn't put his money back in his pocket, or he dropped it. He started looking for like $10. He's like, I've lost my $10. Where's it at? And I was kind of just keeping an eye on him, and he was kind of getting a little bit more excited as it went. And he's walking up to strangers. Where's my $10? And if you didn't know the guy, you might think it was a little strange situation. So I got up there and I got my food, and I walked over to him, and I tried to make it look like I bent down, and I said, hey, Tom, here's your $10. Oh, thank you so much for finding that. That was just great. And I just know that God used me at that moment. Then later, the same quarter of this, I huffed all the way up to the top row, said hi to my mom and dad. That's the only thing I said. Hi, I got to go back. Because that's how far it was. Because I went all the way back, and then I tried to get in the elevator that I rode up, and the guy's like, you can't use this elevator. I'm like, well, I'm with the band. No, you're not. Go around. I was like, oh. So as I was walking around the entire stadium, this woman who, she had too much to drink, was headed towards me. And as she was walking by, kind of stumbling, she pulled her hands out of her pocket and money fell on the ground. And so I walked by and I was like, really, God? I'm trying to get down before the fourth quarter bell. But it was another opportunity. So I picked it up and I chased her down. Hey, ma'am, you dropped this. And I think that probably sobered her up real quick, because it's like, what, somebody brought money back to me that I dropped? And I really felt God just using me during that Bengals game. I'm not even a Bengals fan. Anybody in here a Bengals fan? Yeah, I don't know if anybody really is. Those are all just stand-ins there. But that game, I really felt God. I was a freshman in college. I remember that too. And then later that day, our band director came up and said, hey Keith, I heard what you did. Here's your $10 back. And he paid that back to me. And that's how God works with us. God opens the doors. You may think it was nothing. You may think it was small. As insignificant as handing somebody some money they dropped. But that's how God uses it. And you see, when I look at these doors, I think two things. Sometimes we regret not going through an open door that God has given us, right? Like, oh, I should have done that. I really should have helped that person. Don't dwell on that, right? Let that go. God keeps working, right? He says He's creating a new thing. And then the other time, when we think back and go, sometimes our lives are defined by the door we walk through. Just like 20 years ago when I helped these people at Bangor Stadium. I knew God was working on me then and setting me on a path in the ministry. So I got a little video here I want us to watch. You have a little homework to do while you're watching it. How do people react when they open this door? This door, they put a door in Chicago Station, and it looks like a closet. And when you open the door, like 200 plastic balls fall off at you. And there's a sign beside it that says, what's behind the door? Right? So, but notice, I'm going to ask you when we're done here, right? How do people react? Notice all the reactions when they open this door. All right, go ahead and play this. All right, there you go. Okay, tell me the reactions you saw. Surprise. Glee. Glee or flee? Glee. Yes. Good. Yes. So, someone tried to close the door. You see that? Oops. Oops. Good. Anything else? Enjoyment. They just got in there and played, didn't they? Well, one guy walked into it after, right? He opened it. He got in it. That's good. I like the little boy that said, "You go open it," to the little girl, right? That's probably a lot what we're thinking, right? Like, hey, I know that's a God door, but why don't you go open it and I'm going to watch sure it happens. Or you open a little bit and it starts falling out and you try to push it shut. I thought, man, what a great example of when God's opening doors in our lives. We act the exact same way, don't we? Sometimes we're just so excited about it, we dive right in. Sometimes we crack it open and try to push it shut, right? But God's always working for us. Jeremiah 29:11, one of my favorite verses here, says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope in the future." You see, God already knows the doors we need to walk through. And He keeps presenting these opportunities for us. So this week as you go through life, you're going to keep your eyes open for these new opportunities, these new doors that are going to fall in front of you, and you're going to be like, you know what? This is a God thing. I better open this door. I better be excited and glee and happy. I'm just going to dive right in and see what God has for us. Let's look at our focus scripture one more time here. Revelations 3:7-8 reminds us, I have placed an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word, and you have not denied my name. God's going to bring us some pretty interesting opportunities this week, I can already tell. And please let me know next week when I see you, how did God use you? What were those doors that God opened? Was it at work? Was it at family? Was it in your personal life, in your personal time? But let's pray for that. Understand that we recognize it and then take advantage of it. Let's have a word of prayer today. Dear God, we thank you for this time together. We thank you for working in our lives, Lord, in ways sometimes we don't even see. Help us to see these opportunities as a chance to work with you in doing your work, so that this world that's hurting can see a different type of love that only comes from you. And Lord, even some people might not understand it, might not get this love, but we know you're going to put us in the places to meet the people that need to hear it most. Lord, help us to be strong and courageous, brave enough to open that door, to reach out and see what's behind that door. Lord, be with us. Help us to be obedient to your calling, to your word. Help us to be obedient in following in the teachings that you give us. Lord, we thank you for this time. We pray you lead us, you teach us, and you guide us in understanding your will for us on this earth. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen.